Who taught you that you always have to be okay? Some of you learned survival, but never learned honesty. Many men were taught early, don't complain, don't cry, don't show weakness. Maybe it was your father, maybe it was your coaches, maybe it was an older brother that just simply told you that you should suck it up, be tough, handle it. Real men don't break. So you learn to bury the hurt, the fear, the frustration, the exhaustion. You learn to put on a mask and square your shoulders and say, I'm fine, even when you're not. And here's the thing, that taught you survival, but survival isn't the same as being healthy. Surviving means you're still standing, but what are you standing on? You can be dying on the inside and nobody knows what's going on. You can be functional and still be broken. God never asked you to be okay. He asked you to be honest and to be made whole. Let's look at the scripture. David poured out his frustration. He didn't clean it up or make it sound spiritual. In the book of Psalms, he cried out, how long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? David is showing us that true men are transparent. Let me say that again. True men are transparent. He admitted to having fear, anger, confusion, despair, right in the middle of God's presence. There isn't a greater place to share your true feelings. There isn't a greater place to share your brokenness. There isn't a greater place for a man to shed a tear than in the presence of God. The Apostle Paul himself admitted to weakness. He planted many churches and wrote half of the New Testament. And it was said in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses so that Christ's power may rest on me. He didn't hide his thorn in the flesh. He brought it to light. The power of God realized in the weakest moments of the human experience. Let me say that again. The power of God is realized in the weakest moments of the human experience. When you come to the end of yourself, God then has room to operate. Jesus himself wept openly. The Son of God, fully man, stood at Lazarus's tomb and cried. He sweat drops of blood in the Garden of Gethsemane. He said to his closest friends, my soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. If Jesus didn't have to pretend, then why do you? The Bible doesn't reward pretending, it honors truth. Psalm 62 verse 8 says, trust in him at all times. You people, pour out your hearts to him, for God is our refuge. Notice it doesn't say clean up your heart first. It doesn't say wait until you have it all together. It says pour it out. Can somebody just type in the chat, pour it out? Yeah. What's ever bothering you, pour it out. Whatever has you confused, pour it out. Whatever has you in a place of brokenness, pour it out. Bring the mess, bring the anger, bring the doubt, bring the pain, and lay it at the feet of Jesus. Because here's what happens when you hide. The weight doesn't go away. It just gets heavier. The struggle doesn't disappear. It just goes underground. I don't know about you on today, but have you ever had a struggle It doesn't simply go away. It just festers in the background. It festers underneath you, and it continues to take away from your joy. It continues to take away from your happiness. It continues to take away from your time with family and loved ones. And over time, what you bury doesn't die. It just keeps festering at your soul. It leaks out in anger, in addiction, in isolation, in burnout. Men, you have to open your mouth and speak to the Lord. Men, you have to open up and be transparent to the Father. Men, you have to get out of a place of isolation and run to the presence of God. You don't heal by hiding. You heal by bringing what's real into God's presence. The question isn't whether God can handle your honesty. The question is whether you're willing to admit it. And so on today, you don't have to be strong. You don't have to always be okay. You simply have to be honest and transparent to be made whole.